Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. I'm Kevin, and it's time for another deconstruction of the pocket dump. Hey, look at this. This was the picture that I took and posted to Instagram at Keith Kevin Ken just about 10 minutes ago. Then I turned my iPhone 6 Plus, 6S Plus to video, and here we are. It's time for another deconstruction of the pocket dump. You ready? It's Saturday as I record this. It's January 30, 2014. This is my Mont Blanc watch. It's one of my regular 4 or 5 or 6 watches that I have on regular rotation out of my collection. Love it. Classy, thick, manly. I really love it. It's a great automatic that just keeps ticking. Also, well, today, Scotch. Celebrating the weekend, celebrating this Saturday with Scotch. Have you noticed that sometimes a week feels like a month? Well, that's how this week has been for me. That's why I'm really celebrating it. A friend's coming over. He's bringing his best cigar, and I'm smoking one of mine. Yeah, it's the Bionic. I love the Bionic. This is the Bionic 54. It's a very special cigar, very special Cohiba. I'm really excited about smoking it. I smoke a Bionic maybe once every 3 weeks or a month or so. Today's one we're going to smoke. We're going to lie to each other, and then we're going to talk about our pocket dumps, and then I'm going to open up some cases of knives, and we're going to play around with the knives as we drink our scotch and smoke our cigars. Yeah, that's how men have fun. Okay. That's a Coach wallet. I love old Coach leather. Now, let's see. The coin, let me put a little shade on it, is a UK Britannia. That's the British 1 ounce silver coin. And there you go. That's what I'm carrying today for luck. Just like my grandfather always carried a silver dollar. And now it's time to talk about the knives. Now, underneath the knife is one of my Word little notepads, just like the field notes, except they have a bunch of different colors and stuff. Love my field notes, love the Word. And so there you go. Let's fondle some knives, okay? These are the knives that early this morning I picked out for Carrie. This is the Spyderco Southard, the Southard flipper. Spyderco's first flipper ever was the Southard, designed by Brad Southard, the knife maker. It was brown, coarse G10. A lot of folks hated it. I was okay with it. It's probably the most pimped out knife. People usually send them to pimpers and change the scales to it and everything because they thought it looked ugly. But man, it flips like a dream. Spyderco build their flipper based on the old Kit Carson knife maker's flipper. And then what they do, and Spyderco does this better than any other knife company. I don't care what anyone says, bar none. Even when they have a hit like the Hinderer or the Delica, they will give you version after version. They will try to improve it with a lot of things, whether it's the scales, whether it's the blade, maybe the steel, whatever. In this case, what they did was they took the Brad Southard, one of their more popular knives because it was the first flipper, and they made it a blackout edition, all black. The G10 is black, not as grippy. That brown G10 was very grippy. Of course, it looks great, all black. The black titanium on the back with that wonderful Chris Reeve integral lock. A little bit of the, just like in the original, a little bit of the G10 as the backstop. Oh, man. Flips like a dream. I could flip this thing all day and will. The clip, everything is exactly the same except black. And that G10 is a lot smoother. It's really a nice knife. It really is. Now, the steel is the same as well, CTS 204P. I really like it. This is the Southard. It's the Spyderco Southard Blackout Edition. And of course, with Spyderco, their trademark is that circle, but this is a real usable one where you can take it if where you live, you're not supposed to have flippers. Where I live, I can have any kind of knife I want. You can also open it up with the Spidey hole. But why? When you have this great flipper. It is a very nice flipper. There you go. That's my big to medium carry. It's the Spyderco Southard Blackout Edition. This thing is on my top 10 Spydercos, and I have a bunch of Spydercos. It is a great flipper. And then, of course, the Hinderer. I love this. Hey, listen, if you haven't heard, if you're new to watching these videos, if you want to play the Keith, Kevin, Ken drinking game, whenever I say love or beautiful, take a shot of coffee or whatever else you have handy. Anyway, because a lot of these knives, especially the ones I picked to carry, are beautiful. This is the Hinderer XM-18 with the 3-inch blade. It has this wonderful gray G10 scales, of course, full tie back with the frame lock. 35 VN steel, which is just wonderful. Look, every time I bring out a Hinderer, I'm going to say it. A lot of people talk about Hinderers can't flip. Hinderers can't flip. I do have a Hinderer where, let's face it, I got to give it some wrist action. This, though, is so snappy. Oh, man, is it snappy. Look at it. This little thing snaps out there. I also have an XM-24 with a Skinner blade, big blade, and it snaps out as well. So 2 out of the 3 Hinderers I own are just wonderful flippers. The other one, hey, I'll flip the wrist. It's a beautiful knife. I hope to expand my collection of Hinderers. Hinderers used to be hard to find. Now I can find them. Maybe I just didn't know where to look, and I need to get more of them. Love the pivot, that screw. I love any knife maker that says, hey, if you need to tighten it up or loosen it, get a coin edge. That's all you need. Screwdriver or coin edge. Here's the Spyderco. This is my keychain knife of the day. Spyderco over the past year and a half, late 2014 and most of 2015, they have really been putting out some dog tag knives, keychain knives. They teamed up with Serge Bachenko, the very, very good custom maker. I like him because he's so creative. I have one of his mid-tech coin knives. They did a series of 3 knives, 1 carbon fiber, 1 G10, both of those in all black, and then they did a very colorful greens and bluish kind of one. Those were slip joints. And I use them and carry them a lot. Subscribe to this channel. You'll see them in other pocket dumps. But this one right here, and I'm going to do a mini collection of the dog tags and some of my smaller knives coming up. So you want to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. This one, though, is a Spyderco. This is their most recent tag. And listen to this. Yeah, that's a lock. That's a pretty strong lock for a little all-tie S30V steel. Great steel. Got that Spidey hole, easy to open. Look at this little pivot. It's wonderful. And that strong lock. I used to call it a back lock or a frame lock. Spyderco calls it a liner lock. I guess it's the liner as well. It is just so nice. Secure. All Spydercos come hair cutting sharp. So does this. Put it on a keychain. This is my keychain pretty much. And you can pull it out and do a lot of tasks with it. I do. That S30V, holds an edge pretty well for me. I don't do any heavy duty. Look, no one's going to do heavy duty with this knife. It's a wonderful knife, tag knife. It's called the Spyderco SquareHead. Guess why? Because of that square head on that blade, but really nice. If you're looking for a knife that you can use as a utility knife around your neck or as a keychain knife, look at that Spyderco SquareHead, or look at the other tags if you don't mind slip joints. I love slip joints, but that is a wonderful knife given that it has that strong for a little knife like that, liner lock and great steel, and it's always handy. That, my friends, is the pocket dump. However, on YouTube, we don't just give you what we posted on Instagram. We also talk about the knife that got away. Man, I kept picking this up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, trying it with the Hinderer. I tell you, this would have replaced the Hinderer, but this is the one. Every time there's always 1, 2, or 3 knives that I want to carry for the day, and I keep saying, okay, I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it. This is really nice. It's the Brous blade, Bionic automatic. It's very light, nice aluminum case. Brous blades, I'm a big fan of Jason Brous. Have a lot of his knives. This was his economic knife. He started with a Bionic that was a Bionic flipper. Looked just like this, except it was a flipper, not an automatic. It was, for him, very inexpensive. He made a bunch of them, over 1,000 of them. Usually he does runs of 500. I've had some knives runs of 250, 200. I even have a set of Silent Soldier flippers where the run was 100. And so he wanted everyone to get a chance to get a Brous blades at a reasonable price. This is definitely at a reasonable price. He started with that flipper, then he came with the automatic, and that, I bought the flipper, but man, I lusted after the automatic. And here it is. Look at that jimping. It's just D2. Jason only uses D2. It feels great. It's small. It's a wonderful medium to small knife. It would have replaced my Hinderer today, but not today. He also has a version 2 of the original flipper, Bionic flipper, still available. If you can find that automatic, and you can buy it if you like automatics. I know some of you, it's illegal to have an automatic where you live. It's not illegal for me. And I understand that. But for those who can deal with an automatic, get it. It's fun to play with. That is the dump. I'm Keith Kevin Kin. Actually, I'm Kevin of Keith Kevin Kin. I really appreciate you watching these deconstructions. If you like them, give it a thumbs up. I'm new to YouTube. Like to get some viewers so that I can share these knives with all of you so that we can love them together. Okay, so why don't you subscribe? I am posting pocket dumps as well as mini collection videos that I'm sure you'll enjoy with a whole bunch of different knives. Anyway, thank you very much for giving me so much of your time. I know how precious that is. You have a perfect day. Keep your pockets full. Bye now.